Hello, this is Bree. A lot of you have seen my first webisode I did called Politics and have been asking, when are you going to do another one? When are you going to do another one? So I'm doing another one, but this one has taken me a while to compose because I feel like we as a people have been lied to enough, and so I wanted to make sure that everything was very accurate, and the things that I'm going to say has really never been spoken. It's a new it's a compiling of both science and faith. And I want to start this off with a quote from Thomas Aquinas. It says, he said, both faith and reason, it's the confluence of both that allow us knowledge and truth and really getting to know God. They don't compete and they never conflict. We need both science and faith and reason together. And that's important because I think a lot of people think that people that are in science, they can't have faith because, you know what I'm saying, or people in faith they can't think scientifically. But that's what separates the truth. You have to have both of them and then they make perfect sense. I genuinely care about people. Anybody that knows me knows I genuinely care about people. And I genuinely care about the state that humanity is in right now. We are in a very corrupted state, and we were conditioned to be here, to be this way, to be very hostile and violent. And so I'm gonna get into some stuff today that a lot of you have never even thought of. But stay with me, stick with me. I promise, if you watch this full webisode, you will know more than 92% of the population. Real talk. I'm not joking. So I'm going to first tell you guys that I am here through a God representative. Okay, I'm not here to invoke fear amongst the people. In 1 John it says, perfect love casts out fear. And God is perfect love. So if anything that I say scares you, I don't mean it. I'm just trying to give you the truth. So I feel like my purpose is to warn, to awaken, to educate, and to inform the body of certain environmental and political problems that have, historically speaking, eroded prior massive civilizations before us. And when you don't learn from your mistakes and you don't learn from history, you're bound to keep on doing it again. And what is insanity? Doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Well, we are doing a lot of the same things that we've been doing back in our civilizations that leaded them to their demise. So that's why I feel like people are talking about this 2012 thing, you feel me? Like, yes, we are definitely living in 2012. Like, these natural disasters, weather control, you feel me, corruption and politics, they're poisoning everything we consume, whether it be our media or whether it be food. Everything is poison. Our government is our biggest enemy. The whole pop culture has been a conditioning tool to brainwash us. Now you have these shootings in school like it's the new trend. Like it's the new skinny jean. Like it's the new trend. Kids bringing their freaking guns to school and pulling them out and saying, I'm gonna kill you. Like, you have this shooting in Connecticut, and oh my gosh, I pray for those kids, those babies. But now you have all these other kids wanting to get some type of notoriety, and so now the way to do it is to freaking bring a gun to school? Are you serious? I know how y'all want to be famous. Everybody wants to be famous, but you want to get famous for bringing a gun to school? That's where we got in humanity. That's where we got in our civilization. Cool, because we're there. If that's where we think that we need to get some type of blurb in the news, that should tell you in itself where we have gotten to morally as a civilization. Okay, so we've acknowledged that our world is on fire. Okay, I'm gonna be doing another webisode on what's happening in the Middle East and what Revelations and biblical prophecy has talked about that. Everything is on fire, and today it's 9 o'clock at night, 9:30 at night. Okay, it's on the eve of the so-called Mayan prophecy that the world's gonna end in a couple hours. We'll see. Okay, the condition that we're in right now, I wouldn't put it past. Just know that if it's not today, time is definitely a commodity, and you need to know where your soul is, baby, because it is about to explode. Whether it be a solar flare, whether it be the turning off of our energy through a solar flare, whether it be planet alignment, whether it be a volcanic eruption, whether it be our San Andreas fault, whatever it may be, a plague, whatever it may be, okay? Because I'm not dictating that. There's an elite that dictates what's going to happen. And part of that elite is Miss Nicki Minaj. We're going to be talking about Nicki Minaj today. Because Nicki Minaj is part of the D agenda, which I call the demonic agenda. It's also called the agenda of destruction. Okay? The 4 Ds in the destruction agenda is Project Desensification. Project Desensification means exactly this. Widely exposed, widely accepted. It doesn't matter if they want you to believe that, killing, because when you're 5 years old, you've already seen 50,000 murders on TV like it's nothing, okay? That's called desensification. You're desensitizing them to violence. Now it's in our youth. Our youth are wilding out like nobody's business, because all they're desensitized to is sex, drugs, and money, and getting it any way they can from whoever they can. And now all of our teens are pregnant. They're all damaged, and everybody's just walking around broken, okay? So you can thank your local media. Project Degradation. That's another project. Degradation just means that, you know how women are supposed to have some type of value for themselves? I seen this show on Maury where this chick, she freaking had sex for a hamburger. All right. And nobody is like that. I mean, that's funny to people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, there's no morale in women anymore. They will do anything for any type of love. You know what I'm saying? But then you turn on your radio and you have be making nasty, drop it down, be making nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like anything you watch, it's telling you you're a bitch, you're a hoe, you're a slut, drop it down, you're only good for one thing, da 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 da. It's now a term of, and I don't cuss, listen, I don't cuss. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, anywhere you go, I'm on Instagram all the time, you feel me, Facebook and stuff like that. Bitches be like this, hoes be like this, and everybody's laughing, and these girls are laughing. It's like a term of endearment now. The most degrading word that you can call a woman is a term of endearment. Thank you, Project Degradation. Project Dumbification. Project Dumbification is this. I'm gonna name off some names, okay? And we all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Plies. I'm talking about 2 Chainz. I'm talking about freaking Trinidad James. I'm talking about Gucci. And you got what all these people have in relation? They are stupid. They dumbify you guys. And I'm not talking about they're stupid people. Because 2 Chainz and Trinidad James happen to be very well-spoken black men. Okay? Very well-spoken. Alright? But in their music, they give you diluted garbage. Diluted garbage. And they say that it's your hood anthem. So that should be an insult to you. That should be an insult to you. What is 2 Chainz saying? I'm so high like a addict. I'm so high like a addict. Like, are you joking? Dumbification. Family Guy. South Park. All of these dumbify you. They get you at elementary base, and then that's it. That's it. Dumbification also on your phone. Everything is scroll. It's like picture books. Instagram is like a picture book. You know what I'm saying? Project Dumbification. They're dumbing you down, sweetheart. So you know why? It's for the fourth project called Project Distraction. Project Distraction is in hand with dumbification, because if they can dumb you down, then they can distract you from what they're really doing. Okay? There's so much freaking things going on in the world right now, but most of our youth don't know about it. You know why? Because they're too busy watching Jersey Shore, or Honey Boo Boo, or Real Housewives, or Love and Hip Hop, or any of the 16 and Pregnant. And now most of them are 16 and pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Project Distraction, distracting you from what's really going on, dumbing you down, degrading our women, and desensitizing you into thinking that everything's okay. Do it all. Live fast, die young. You only live once. YOLO. You know what I'm saying? DGAF. ADGAF. All those mottos. All of them. All of them. Are you joking? Okay. Oh, sorry about that. We as a society praise and is saturated in pop culture. But what you guys don't know is that media has strategically conditioned and brainwashed us into a loveless, a godless, and a hostile, and a very selfish population. And what is brainwashed, right? What is brainwashed? You say, well, I'm not brainwashed. I'm not brainwashed. Okay. All right. What is brainwashed? It's a series of mind-bending experiments where ordinary people are manipulated by the power of suggestion. Now, let me tell you what that means. The power of suggestion means this. If you weren't thinking about it then, I'm going to suggest it to you, so now you're thinking about it. I'm going to say popcorn. Now all you guys are thinking about popcorn. It's the power of suggestion. You guys visualize it. I say popcorn, you think of popcorn. You know what I'm saying? I say Golden Gate Bridge, you see Golden Gate Bridge. It's the power of suggestion. Let me tell you what the most powerful thing ever is. You know what the most powerful thing ever is? It's a thought. The most powerful thing ever is a thought. Everything happened from a thought. Somebody had to think up my iPhone. Somebody had to think up my makeup bag. Somebody had to think up these earrings and my kufi and my necklace. Somebody had to think up something. So if people can instill a suggestion into you, that when I said, if you weren't thinking about it then, well, you sure are now, then when they suggest it to you so many times, it develops into an idea, which develops into a mindset. And now you've been conditioned to think some type of way that you would never have thought if you hadn't been suggested by it so many times. You know what I'm saying? It's like peer pressure. Peer pressure to think some type of way. Okay? And that's what conditioning is, and that's what your media does. Don't get it twisted. In society, we are consumed by media outlets. They are continually suggesting thoughts you should be thinking. And that inevitably creates it's called a behavioral reflex. I mean, that's why guys think about sex 90% of the time, and they're 40 more percent visual. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are always fed sex all the time. Freaking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What's for dinner? It's turn on the TV. It's sex, of course. Like, come on. Okay, so Nicki Minaj is definitely a pawn in a wicked and sinister chess game that we are all playing, whether you know it or whether you don't. It doesn't make a difference if you believe me or you don't. You're living in it. We're living in this twisted matrix, and I know it sounds crazy, and I wish it was different, and I wish I could tell you something different. I wish I could tell you everything is peaches and cream, but honey, nothing could be further from the truth, and I'm not finna lie to nobody, okay? Let's talk about Nicki. Let's get into Nicki, okay? Now, listen, I'm a music lover, as most people are. Okay, most people are music lovers. You know what I'm saying? It sparks something in your soul. Like, music is the one thing that generally humankind can love. There's not too many things that humankind relates on about loving, but music is definitely one of them. So I was a Nicki fan. Okay, I went to school for music business in LA, and it was in 2010, and that's when she released Pink Friday, right? And I was like Nicki fan because I hadn't had a female rap artist that I was digging until since Missy Elliott and my favorite Lauryn Hill.